Welcome back, mommies. Our Muslim mayor is Muslim. Our bagels are Jewish. Our Saturday night was live because the Knicks won in 5. I'm not a Knicks fan. I don't care. And yet, I'm like electrified by the energy in New York City. We're so excited to talk about it today. Among other things, we have with us Rachel Lindsay is going to come join us. We are so excited about that. But we have so much to talk about before then. So like I said, we're talking about Knicks in 5 because it was a big week. Like just like the energy pouring out of New York right now is amazing. Then we're going to talk about Trump's UFC birthday fight, which was very Idiocracy, and some like really foul jokes thrown at Michelle Obama as they open up their library. We're going to talk about the most graceful woman in the world. Then Rachel Lindsay is going to join us. She was talking about Tyra Banks is suing Netflix over the documentary, the docuseries about America's Next Model.
I wouldn't do that.
Well, we'll save it for Rachel because I'm really interested in what she has to say. But we're also going to talk about all sorts of pop culture things. As you know, Rachel Lindsay was the first Black Bachelorette, and Taylor Frankie Paul season of The Bachelorette seems to be back on. We're going to talk to her about that. West is out at Summer House, and then it is Juneteenth this week, so we got things to talk about.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah. Okay, so let's start with Nick's joy. I don't know, man. I just feel like it's the antidote to everything. There was this clip, I think we can throw it up on the screen, of these two boys who'd climbed a lamppost and start making out, and they high five at the end. And I just like, this is the best of what New York City does. You know, like people just like flooding into the streets, like full expression, people of every walk, life. Like it was just, I don't know. It just made me so happy to see New York like this for the first time, really since the pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this week they have their primaries.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah. I'm interested to see how that shakes out because
Yeah.
like literally
How do you
everybody's
think Jack's going to do?
I think Jack's going to win. What do you think?
I think Jack's going to win because of the demographic of donors,
Yeah.
but the demographic that he's actually run, the constituents he actually has, which I think people don't fully realize. Like, I think people have been like, I don't like his stance on Palestine. And I'm like, I'm telling you right now, that is to.
They don't care on the Upper East Side. Yeah.
Right. But that is to cater to partially to his demographic. But
I
yeah,
also
it's
just think
exciting.
You can't beat the name recognition. You know, like I just think Kennedy Schlossberg. Is it Schlossberg Kennedy or Kennedy Schlossberg?
I would think it's Kennedy Schlossberg.
Kennedy Schlossberg. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just, you know, like I think about my ballot here in California, and like there's so many times where I'm like, oh yeah, I know who that is. And you know what I mean? Like there's so much
like Pratt.
Heard of him. Did you see
the video that he made about Heidi about like,
oh, that's not what I saw. You tell me about that. I'll tell you the video I
there's
saw.
this video that like somebody dug up where somebody asked, like, this was right after the fire. So like, I just want to say he was definitely in a vulnerable moment.
Sure.
This was like 2 weeks after. And somebody asked if Heidi was pregnant, and he put up a video. He's laying down. It's like basically dark. And he's like, Heidi's not pregnant, but, you know, we did lose our treadmill in the fire. We also lost like some other gym equipment. And
it's not funny. It's not funny. It's not funny.
So maybe she's like gained a little bit of weight. She's definitely then, you know, because of the stress, been eating different.
I would
and
die.
To be totally honest with you, we haven't even had sex since the fires. and like,
I would die if
like
I
the
were
bottom
Heidi.
line is like you just don't have to answer the question. Like it was somebody commented and was like, "Is Heidi pregnant?"
Well,
you
and
could just leave that alone.
You could leave it, or you could say like, no.
Or just like no one's fucking business.
Yeah, right. I mean, to go from is Heidi pregnant to we're not really having sex right now. She's gained some weight. Things are really rough. Like,
I know it's pretty rough. But let's go back to your Knicks for a second because it is very exciting. And I was out on Saturday
You were
night.
out.
Yeah, and I was in Santa Monica, and just like the energy, even just like driving, the energy was so electric. Plus, we have the World Cup here, so people are really excited about that. I just felt like. I think one of the things I remembered is like I love monolith culture.
Yes, I love monolith culture too. I also like. I'm not a sport it's hard to describe how much I could not give less of a shit about sports, right? Like I don't follow sports at all, but you're like, yeah, something that brings people together, that feels like we're on the same team, that they're, like, I feel like so much of our politics have become team sports, and that can get really, really ugly. But team sports around basketball is healthy.
Yeah.
And yeah,
It's fun.
It's fun, and it just, I don't know. Yeah, and then this picture, did you see this shit?
This was the gay agenda.
This is the gay agenda I'm talking about.
That's a very beautiful rainbow.
Isn't
That's,
that incredible? Yeah, so
Yeah.
this is a picture, I think from New Jersey, it's from New Jersey, of a rainbow over New York City on Sunday. And I just was like, there's something happening there. Like it just feels like the best of what New York City has to offer and give to the world. And I don't know, everything is so cynical and so dark.
I know, because also too though, like you're celebrating this and you're just like waiting for someone to be like, did you know that the owners of the New York Knicks have ties to Israel? And you're like, okay, here we go.
But that's the thing, is like something even about my mayor Muslim, my bagel's Jewish.
No, I know.
I just like, I touched my like little scarred heart, I was just sort of like, yeah, that's the best of New York.
Totally.
It's
No,
like,
I
it's
know. And so
all
I guess
the
I'm just saying,
people-
like, let people live a little bit. If people are excited about the Knicks, just let them live and like let's enjoy something.
I'm saying I'm like a Grinch who I'm like, who cares about sports? And by the end of the weekend, I was like, let's go. Like that video of those two boys, I was just sort of like, that is New York City. It's like, yeah, baby, you go climb up on a lamppost and you tell the world who you are. Like, yes. It reminded me of, of course you have, everybody's seen this picture. The picture from V-Day,
Of
the kiss in
the
Times
soldier,
Square.
and yes.
That's what this made me feel like. I know that it's,
that's
not
our
World
modern
War II.
day.
Yeah,
but in ways.
do you know what I mean?
It
Like
is.
these two boys climb up on a pole and say, hey, world, here I am.
Anyway. It's
Anyway,
exciting.
It's exciting.
It's exciting. You know what was not as exciting
Pray tell.
is the UFC fight that was at the White House. I mean, it really is one of those things where
Such losers.
like this was one of those rumblings that you were like, I don't know if that's really going to happen. I don't know if that's, and like
No,
obviously
there was like weather stuff.
right. And then of course it happened. And I would just say I did look into it because I was like, who paid for this?
Oh, good question. Who paid for it?
Basically UFC.
Okay, well, at least that.
Because I was like, if I paid for this shit,
I will be pissed
I'm going to
off.
be fucking pissed.
Yeah.
I would imagine though, like certain things around the security
100%.
were definitely
without a doubt.
taxpayer money.
Yeah.
Because like Secret Service, but like, I mean,
100%.
anytime that the president does
Yeah.
anything, Secret Service is going to be used.
But it's different. I'm sure it's different. Yeah.
Well, I want my money back from when Joe Biden went to Meghan King Edmonds' wedding. Her marriage lasted 3 months, and the Secret Service had to go. That's a waste of my money.
It's a waste of my money.
But it did happen, and it was disgusting.
Yeah.
And I think one of the biggest pieces that sort of come out of this is the fact that like what celebrities were there.
That's what I was thinking. I just like a moment for. Did you ever watch the movie Idiocracy?
No.
It's like an extremely 2003 movie. Gabby knows what I'm talking about.
Of course, Gabby knows.
It's
Gabby
an
in the booth is very cool.
Extremely 2003 movie. I rewatched it recently. There's ways in which it like doesn't totally hold up because it's like a little bit like 2003 humor.
Sure.
But it's like the plot of the movie is the idiots end up running America. Like they go into the future. It's, somebody gets frozen, goes into the future, and the gene pool has gotten stupider and stupider. And the president is a UFC fighter. And it's like, it's like literally,
Wow.
It's literally what's happening here. And there was an image of Trump walking out of, how he has like Oval Office, with the cursive, and he's like walking out. It says Oval Office with Dana White, and it's like to the music, and it's like it's such loser behavior.
The thing is, like, Dana White is the type of person who'd be like, well, the UFC is not political. We're for everyone. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, well, you wouldn't have been at the Obama White House doing this. And so, like, it is political.
Okay, that's a really good, because you were talking about the celebrities that were there.
Okay, so Nate Bargatze,
That's exactly what
everybody was like, I can't believe that
He's not political.
no eyelashes, Nate Bargatze.
Where are your eyelashes? Well, vote like you do, and you're gonna lose those eyelashes, babe.
Don't clip that, Vienna. They'll get so
They'll
mad
kill
at me. He was there. People were shocked. I wasn't shocked.
I wasn't shocked, but I do exactly what it is frustrating. because I hear this not all the time, but like the people who say I'm not political, I'm like, yes, you are. You just want to be held accountable for your politics.
Well, and also too, you say you're not political because you are conservative.
That's what I mean. That's exactly what I'm saying. It's
you know what I mean?
Like you are political. You just don't want me to know about it because you look at me and you're like, this woman's gonna have something to say.
So he has
to me.
his first big major movie coming out this summer.
Terrible.
It looks fucking horrible. I can't believe in 2026 we still have to have a movie where it's like, did you know mom's doing more than dad? Like,
it's like actually confused. I saw the trailer and I was like, what's the, like, there must be some twist coming. Like, there must be.
The twist is Mandy Moore needs a check.
Yeah, no, but that part.
Relatable.
So do I. Yeah. But I know, I had that feeling too where I was like, wait, is the whole plot of this movie that a dad's wife goes on a business trip and he has to figure out how to feed his kids for a weekend? Like, is it 1982? Like, what in the Kramer versus Kramer is happening here?
I know. But I do think that this is going to be this really interesting juxtaposition because I would say Mandy Moore skews more liberal. I think her fan base skews more liberal. I think she's probably a liberal.
I also think, like, I was going to say women in general, but then I took it back and it's not true. And anyways, sorry. Keep going.
Yeah. I don't think she comes across as apolitical either.
No, I agree.
Okay. And now she's going to be doing this movie with Nate Bargatze, who now has like solidified himself in the Trump world. Mm-hmm. And I think it's going to create this really interesting push-pull in the press around this movie.
Ooh, interesting. I mean, I kind of thought so to be. It just like the movie was so like antiquated, retrograde. I don't know, like something about it. I'm like, where did they pull this script? They were like, you know, they like pulled the script out of the archives. It's
kind of like a remake, I think, of an old movie called Mr. Mom
with Michael Keaton, right?
I think so. Yeah. I think it is. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so he was.
By the way, is like two women who had spent a lot of time with dads. It's offensive to men.
Yeah,
too.
It is offensive to men, and also too, it puts this impossible burden on women of like, but it's always the mom who's perfect. And it's not to say that like stereotypically women haven't been the primary parent, but it's just like, I don't know. And also like, I just think it's so fucking antiquated. And I just don't think that like, I don't know who that movie is for. As a kid, I'd be like, I don't think I'd be interested in that movie.
Yeah, that's how I felt about it. I was like, who's going to see?
And it's not raunchy. So it's not like you're going to be like, oh, it's like Wedding Crashers or what's the old school,
exactly.
right?
Yeah, that's the twist that I was waiting for.
Yeah.
And they have a giant party and it goes wrong and it's risky business or something like that. But it really does look like he's like, how do you cook eggs? Wait, okay. Let's keep talking about UFC because other stuff happened. First of all, Joe Rogan, who's like, oh God, I keep using the word loser, but I just have this. I'm like, I know exactly who these men are. I've like witnessed them my entire life.
Joe Rogan keeps saying things too, where he'll be like, I don't like how Trump is doing this, and I don't like how Trump's doing that. And I think that the thing that people need to realize is like he's doing just enough critique of Trump so that he can keep his independence.
Mm-hmm. I think that is exactly right.
He doesn't like. I don't think he gives a shit.
Well, clearly not. I'm sorry. Like you went and hosted this UFC fight for his birthday. By the way, Trump is 80.
Listen, I think that's great.
He's older than
I hope to reach that age and still have a zest for life.
Yeah, fair enough. He does have a zest. You got to give it to him. He's got a zest. Okay, so Joe Rogan is there. I completely agree. He like, you know, endorses him, then he criticizes him, then he comes back to him, and he's wearing this loser tie. He looks like he ate Tony Danza.
I think he wore the tie on purpose so people would talk about the tie and not about the fact that he's there and he's like done all this like pandering.
Interesting.
I mean, like, why else would you wear it? He thinks about his image all the time. I would have just, if you were like, oh shit, look at this tie, just don't wear it. You know what I mean? Like,
is he married? Yeah, he's married.
Is he?
I think he's married.
Oh, God help
I don't
her.
know, like, not to go back to these gender stereotypes we were just talking about, but if I was his wife, I would be like, sir,
take the tie off. Like, you don't have another tie, just don't wear it.
Absolutely the fuck not.
Like, I know that Express Men had a sale, but
okay, and then he interviews the winner of this thing, Josh Hotnick.
Yeah, I'm like, it doesn't even matter what his name is.
Yeah,
to me.
I'm not a UFC person, but
yeah.
And this Josh Hotnick took this particular moment. We're not even gonna play the clip because it's so foul.
Yeah, I haven't replayed the clip at all. I don't think it's worth replaying.
It's just like, why? But he makes a joke about Michelle Obama being a man for like the millionth time, you know? And like all I could think about, I'm curious what you think about it, but all I could think about is like, these guys have everything. You won, right? Like Trump has been the president twice. You're on the UFC lawn for his birthday. You're getting all the deportations. You got all the things you want, and you still are acting like the underdog and like throwing foul jokes at Michelle Obama, who is the first lady 15 years ago at this point and has said nothing about anybody. It's not, you know what I mean? She minds her own damn business. And
but she has no choice.
For what?
She has no choice, though, other than to mind her own business, because otherwise she would be labeled things.
Of course.
And so I think like they also know it's an easy target for them to go after. I mean, I think that the bottom line is nothing is enough for these people. And I think the thing is that nothing upsets them more than somebody who they view as like potentially having any opportunity like that they think they can't have or something. And so it's like she threatens them because she's everything that they feel insecure about.
I agree.
And also like, you know, it's also partially Obama. He's like this like, you know what I mean? And, and they have like what appears to be this wonderful marriage. And it's, you know, I'd love to know what Josh
Hotnick's doing in the yeah.
So I think that's part of it. I also think like, you know, this gets back to how like they want to create an environment where it makes it easy to, I think, jump to violence against Black women and violence against trans women.
Yep.
And those are the things that are happening there. Like that's the dog whistle of like, hey, and they'll be like, oh, it's just a joke. It's not a joke.
No, it's not a joke. Exactly. It's funny. The way that I found out, because I like wasn't really paying attention, I wasn't, you know, whatever, is I got on Instagram on Sunday morning or whatever, and I saw a bunch of people posting pictures of Michelle Obama and saying like, classiest lady ever, like all the, and I immediately,
you were like, is it her birthday?
Well, no, it's like at this point, I immediately, like my brain knows, I immediately was like, somebody said something about Michelle Obama.
Yeah.
Like I didn't see the clip and I didn't see the story. I just remembered when Trump posted the meme of them as monkeys.
Right.
I like, don't even want to say it out loud. That, you know,
there was a similar
reaction trajectory. Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like you start to know this cycle where it's like on this side, they use a moment to do something like racist and disgusting and sexist. Michelle Obama and Barack Obama also, they say nothing because it's the appropriate thing to do. And then the whole other side of the internet posts a bunch of pictures and is like, leave this classy woman alone.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that, like, can you imagine if when, I don't know, I mean, let's think like years-wise, if when Bush 2 was in the White House, if he was yelling things about Nancy Reagan, which, you know what, he would be totally entitled to.
And there's some things to say about Nancy Reagan.
There's a few things we can say about Nancy Reagan.
Yay, lady.
Listen, you know what?
Listen.
But yeah, I do think it's like, and I also think that they cannot stand that the Obamas have continued to really have this successful career outside of it. I also was thinking a little bit about how I would actually say that Hillary Clinton, like there's all, you know, all of the things that with Michelle Obama are different and need to be talked about because she is a Black woman in America.
And the first Black woman,
president, right. But I was
lady.
also thinking a little bit about how, like, I think Hillary Clinton was kind of like the first lady to sort of change some of the perception around who first lady was. Because, you know, and it's not even like, oh, these other women weren't smart or these other women, whatever.
No, it was different.
But it's like she was the first, I would say, real boomer to be. And so like boomers are sort of the first sort of group of women who started really going to college.
Yeah.
And getting educated and having careers outside the home.
Yep.
So I think like ever since then, ever since we had a boomer first lady, we have had this sort of interesting like shift in first ladies that I think a lot of men really are not comfortable with.
Well, it goes back to the Nate Bargatze movie. It's like, I think the reason that movie is so uncomfortable is it goes back to a time before this type of, before this is how we saw women. We saw women specifically as like homemakers and the sort of accessory to men's lives. And then as you go through the sexual revolution and, you know, the work revolution, women start to move outside of that. And the first lady is always, you know, like an emblem in America of the culture and like how it's moved forward. And I totally agree. And if there's anything I have experienced from men is that for the most part, they do not like that.
Yeah.
They don't like it.
Yeah, and it's terrifying. I was watching Meghan McCain the other day. She was actually talking about how the Republican Party, she believes, has gone way too far with like pushing on sort of against women and gender roles. Like, you know, that it's basically like you have to be married, you have to have children, you have to do all these things. And I think the thing about Melania is like she brings back even Laura Bush. Laura Bush she had a career, she was very established. She got married. Yeah. I'm not saying she got married old, but for where she was from in the 1970s.
Yeah. Oh, that Laura. Sorry, I was thinking, what's George W. What's the other
Barbara Bush.
Barbara Bush.
But like, you know, they have all been more established. Now we bring Melania in.
Yeah.
And Melania is not like these other women. And
Melania's her own. Melania's a sphinx. We don't know what Melania is.
But like at the same time, she is going back to these gender roles that they prefer.
I don't know if she is. I think Melania is like something totally different. So? Yeah.
But she's completely stand by your man. She's completely singular focused. She claims she went to college, but there's a lot of, not that you have to go to college, but
it's like, but she's not. She's like a physical accessory to Trump, but she's not sweet and she's not like nurturing. She's like, I think she's something different. I think Melania is something totally. She's much more UFC. She's a trophy. Yeah. Okay. Speaking of trophies, I don't know. Is that the right segue? I don't know. Speaking of roses, there we go. I was so looking forward to this. I'm so excited. I just think this is the classiest woman since Michelle Obama. Rachel Lindsay is about to join us. She's an attorney. She's an author. She's a media personality who made history as the first Black Bachelorette. Rachel has built a career across sports, across entertainment, culture. She's currently the co-host of Higher Learning Podcast, which is a great show, and Morally Corrupt Podcast. We have so much to talk about with her. Rachel!
Hi, guys. Thank you for that introduction. Also, Melania is not like us, just period. She's not like us.
Say more. Say more.
It. She's just not like us. It's just like the fact that we have to go from talking to a Michelle Obama to Melania Trump. It's just like doesn't even make any sense. I don't even want to waste time doing it, but I'm so happy to be here with you guys. I'm so sad I'm not there in person, but that just means we have to do it again.
We have to do it again. Yes, of course. You look stunning per usual. Okay. I want to start here because actually you pitched this story and I'm so excited to talk about it. Tyra Banks is suing Netflix for defamation over the Next Top Model docuseries, which we spent a lot of time talking about. I love that. It premiered a few months ago. The lawsuit claims that producers used roughly 16 minutes of her 3.5-hour interview to present what she calls a false narrative stripped of context. What do you think about this? I need to know.
I mean, the irony, right? When I saw this, I said, no, this can't be a true story. I have to make sure I keep looking this up because the fact that we've been talking about, I mean, like even to go before the Reality Check series came out or the documentary, we had this new generation rewatching the show and litigating it in real time in a totally different way from when we watched it like 20 years ago. And so when I saw that this documentary was coming out, I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. How will Tyra respond? How will she react to all of this? And we all were disappointed in what we saw. And I think that Tyra thought that it was going to go a completely different way. And I think she thought this would be more of a damage control thing. And we're not even talking about the dirty, rotten scandals thing that came out in addition to this, that she wasn't even a part of. They gave us a totally different perspective with different interviews from past contestants, judges, all of that. So this did not go her way. And this to me is her trying to save her reputation. Now, when I first watched this, I first read about this, I thought, oh, wow, what was done to her in this documentary is what she did to, these contestants.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what they're alleging. But then I talked to and I was like, oh, well, like she kind of signed up for this. It's kind of the same thing. Then I was talking to my friend who does documentaries and she's like, actually, no. It's totally different. If they chopped up what she said to fit a certain narrative that doesn't actually, put out what she was trying to say and it changes it, then she does have a legitimate claim.
Oh,
and I didn't realize that I was prepping for you guys' show. Like, let me do some research on this. She's like, no, it's totally different. If what she was trying to get across was changed by the way that they chopped it up, which is what she's alleging, right? She's like, I never said I didn't know Shandy, which we know was the controversial moment from cycle 2. Then she's like, no, that's not what I said. And she's like, they changed it to make me look like I couldn't remember her. And I actually said so much more, and I actually did remember her. And that's something that has affected her reputation and her brand. If what she's saying is true, which for Netflix, it's like, okay, we'll roll the tape. You have the footage. If what she's saying is true, she might have a claim.
Oh, interesting.
But it doesn't take away from all the things that were done, which she owned up to some of it. It doesn't take away to the other things that were done throughout all these cycles and what other people are claiming, you know, how they were treated on the show and certain things that made them uncomfortable. Like, all of that is still there. But this is so interesting.
I know.
Do you think, though, that this will have a little bit of the Streisand effect, in the sense that if you don't know the Streisand effect, you guys, it's like Barbara Streisand, I think she was like, she didn't want photos of her house out there. So she like filed a lawsuit or something. And then all of a sudden the photos were everywhere. And so I guess my thought process is like, to be totally fair, I kind of moved on from the Tyra Banks documentary. I was like, you know, and so I guess my question to you as a, you know, attorney, I know that she's not your client, but if someone came to you with this I think you have this really interesting mix of both the PR and also the legal brain. What would you say?
I mean, if what she's saying is true, then I understand, because the Shandy thing is so complicated. You know, Tyra Banks started this show to fight for women, for diversity and body size and the way that they look, all of that. And she's supposed to be someone who uplifts and supports women. And this story in particular, and the accusation and what Shandy has said after about that she was sexually assaulted. And then even what like Ken Mock says in the interview as the executive producer, which was wild, it makes Tyra look bad. And then Mr. J kind of alluded to Tyra knew what was happening. She had this power as an executive producer. I understand why, if what Tyra said was different to what the narrative is, she wants to fight it. We've moved on, but has Tyra? You know, we don't know how people are in Tyra's DMs, or, you know, maybe this has blocked other opportunities for her that she's trying to do. So she's trying to save her reputation. The problem is for us, like, the news cycle moves on so quickly, like we're on to the next thing. You know, I just watched another documentary the other day about the maternity one. I don't know if you guys saw on Netflix.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet. Is it crazy?
Yeah, it's insane.
Okay,
you know, like
noted.
You constantly think people can't act like this. You know, we're still coming off the Amanda Batula of it all. And then you see somebody like this and you're like, there are real people among us. We're worried about aliens. We need to be worried about these folks. Like, this is terrifying. It's truly terrifying. But no, I understand why she wants to do it. But you are right. Now, here we are talking about it again. And even though one part of it might be true, the other part is still true, that you subjected these women to things that weren't right, that didn't make them comfortable, that didn't make them feel like, you know, it wasn't the experience that they thought that they were going to get. And so now we're talking about that all again, too. So it's a risk, you know. What if she loses? Oh,
well, that's kind of how I feel, is like, I think regardless, even if they chopped her up badly, and she personally came off badly in the interview, but I was like, I don't think there's any way, like, the documentary went exactly how I thought the documentary. It's exactly what I remember. It's exactly what I remember seeing. Like, it would be hard for me to see how they defamed her. We've talked, you know, Trump is always, you know, suing people for defamation and this, that, and the other. You've been cease and desisted.
I've never been sued, okay?
Oh, what a
I've
flex,
never
though.
been ceased and
Never
desisted.
been
Fully sued.
But no, never been fully
Should wear
sued.
that
Cease and
proudly,
desisted. But what I was
Wait, can we just tell her the two people who have tried to sue me?
please.
They're
Give her an ass.
they're so good. Okay. The first person was Rachel Zoe.
What? Wait,
Yes.
I saw this because you've been on her.
And then the second person was the evil empire herself, Bethany Frankel.
No, I've said, like, I cannot stand.
We'll talk about it
It's
offline.
so good.
Yeah.
Well, what I was going to say is sometimes I find people with means sue just for the sake of, like, then the narrative is that they have a claim, right? Like, even if nothing comes of this, Tyra, there is a narrative out there that it's like, it's a possibility that she was defamed here and that this isn't the whole story. And I find, like Trump did that with like the birthday book or the birthday card in the Wall Street Journal. He sued the Wall Street Journal for defamation. And so MAGA has, they can get a piece of it and say, well, it was defamation. He sued them, so it can't be true. And I think that sticks into our...
Yeah.
Whatever.
No. I think it's for them. I think that's such a good point. It's for her. It's for to make, again, whether it's true or not, she's fighting it and she's denying that is the person that she was that we saw in that docuseries. So I understand it. I understand it. But to your point, Meredith, we moved on. We really had moved on, but Tyra hasn't. And that's
shocking.
I know the ice cream shop in Brisbane isn't.
I went to the one in Santa Monica and it was good. I think that's when I was working for Extra. I had to do interviews there. But wait, at the end of the docuseries, didn't she allude that we were going to get another cycle?
Yes.
Yes.
And we haven't heard anything. Maybe that's what was taken away. And maybe that's why we're here.
Oh, I think that's a really good point.
This is all speculation.
Yeah, no, that's right.
Think about it. And people were outraged that was happening because of what we saw.
That's
true.
And
I do think she took some responsibility, at least more than I thought, but people could not get past the Shandy part, especially because she had Shandy on her talk show. She made her relive the situation. And on one hand, you're bragging about creating and having executive producer power. And on the other hand, you're like, I didn't see any of that. Like, I wasn't in charge of editing. And it's like, I don't know any executive producer that doesn't watch cuts. But,
yeah. Oh, for sure. I also think,
except for Taylor Frankie Paul. Sorry.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that. We're about to. Okay. I was just going to just to wrap up, I feel like something that I noticed in this documentary and with Tyra is even less than what she said, it's how she said it. And I feel like she is from, the 2010s when there was like a polish and perfection to people that that we liked, that didn't really show us underneath. But because we are so internet literate, because we have so much reality television, what we want from people is to feel, even if they're imperfect, something real from them. And I think that was the fundamental problem with Tyra's portion of this documentary, is less what she said and more this exact face, exactly, of her being like, we didn't know. And it was like, okay, I think she's missing whatever that evolvement is with how we speak on the internet now.
It's such a good point. Because, one of the other things is that she didn't see Mrs. J in the hospital. And she's like, well, they cut out the part that I was in Australia. And it's like, well, have you seen Miss J since?
Yeah, right. It's been what, 5 years? Yeah.
Yeah.
That ice cream shop takes up a lot of her time. Okay. I will just say 2 years ago, I posted and I said, the only reason she's going so hard on ice cream is so that as the conversation continues about harmful eating on America's Next Top Model, she can go, be like, I love ice cream.
I loved when she was like, the thing about me is the second something hits my tongue, I can taste it. Have you ever seen that clip of her?
Is it about ice cream?
I love ice cream. But it's we're like, yeah, Tyra, literally everybody, that's how taste buds
I will just add though, I also think as a Black woman, how much has she had to put on that front? And it is hard for her to unmask that. Yes. And what would it look like for her to even do that? Yeah. I don't even know if that's something that's available to her.
I think that's what she thought she was doing in this docuseries. And instead we were like, no, that's not it. It still was so put together. Yep. And you're right. That's just not where we are right now. Thank God. Otherwise I wouldn't have a career.
Woo! Well, I'll tell you who shockingly still seems to have a career, and that is Taylor Frankie Paul. So we are hearing these rumblings that the season of The Bachelorette with Taylor Frankie Paul, which was, I thought it was pulled, now I'm hearing it's postponed, might actually be coming out. And I just have to say, I am shocked and I am disappointed, but I would love to hear from your perspective if this does become a show and, is put out into the world this summer. How will you feel as someone who has, really been so connected to the franchise?
Yeah, and disconnected over the past few years. And I came back. A lot of people have come at me and they said, how could you support Taylor Frankie Paul. But I'm like, I put out a video being sarcastic about this being the new diversity, but I watched Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. So I was absolutely going to watch the mess of all of this. And I went to the Bachelorette reunion because despite popular belief, I like the Bachelorettes. I enjoy hanging with them. I really connect to some of the original ones because we're closer in age, and the girls that were around me at the same time, like there was a certain order, bam, 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 that we were all like close. So I love hanging out with the group. So I went to hang out with the girls. Taylor just happened to be the reason that we were all getting together. But I was still gonna watch it, like I said, because I watched Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. So it's not shocking to me. I understood the business decision of bringing in Taylor. I think I was just more shocked that certain things weren't vetted. And I think I was shocked after I saw season 4 of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives and realized nothing has changed. Because in season 3, there was a change. And then in season 4, which dropped like 10 days before her show was supposed to premiere, I'm like, okay, she's the same person. How did we allow this to happen? That's more of what was my thing, because she was still connected to Dakota, the father of her child, one of them. And so I'm not shocked that all that to say, not surprised this is coming out. I think my theory is they're going to drop it in like the middle of the night when we're all asleep and all the episodes will be there, which is also a first. I think at first when I was shocked when they pulled it, I never thought that would happen. And I was like, well, how does the show continue? And then people were kind of like, well, sponsors were dropping out and everything is back to money. So I kept saying, if they can get the money, like the sponsorship and, like make some of this back, then the show is going to drop. And now we've seen like the guys on her season have done a reunion. Some of them are on another reality TV show. I just think that the season will drop all at once. Everybody will talk about it. As we said earlier, the news cycle moves on very quickly. People will consume it. I can't imagine I'm going to watch it now. But maybe I will. But maybe I won't. I don't plan on it. Let me put it this way. I just don't plan on it. Like too much has happened since I did the reunion with the Bachelorettes to now that I'm just kind of soured on it all. But I was down for the messiness of it all. And, like watching the behavior from Secret Lives to now and bringing all of that in. I just like wanted to see a messy show. And to be very honest, I was glad she didn't look like me. But now I'm soured on it. It's like children are involved. I truly didn't realize she was a felon. I didn't know she was a felon. I thought it was a misdemeanor. And I actually said that in my first video. She has a misdemeanor. So that was my fault for not doing that research. And people get mad when I say felon. But she is. And they're like, you're not showing her grace. Guys, she's a felon. What do you want me to do?
Kind of like our president. I feel like we're like, we're like, no, that's a literal thing. That's not my opinion. That's also, a legal term.
I keep thinking about all of the men that they put on this show. And I know like there's a different power dynamic between men and women, but let's just imagine that Taylor Frankie Paul was a man and then it was a whole group of women who were the Bachelorettes, who were on the show. It just feels so, I would feel like you didn't care about my safety.
Yeah. Yeah. And we've seen that before. There's been like for the past few years, there's just been like a couple of things that have slipped through the crack as far as background checks, as far as background checks. And people have been like, well, this person had like a stalking incident. Like, what if they had stayed together? Like you would have put her safety in jeopardy. Like her safety was in jeopardy. There's so many things, not so many things, but a few things like that have slipped through the cracks that with this situation. And yes, you can talk about all the things that may have pushed her to that moment. I'm not saying that Dakota is not guilty by any means. However, there is this incident, there is a charge, there is a video, and you just don't know if put in a high pressured situation, if that could happen again. You just don't know. And so as far like for a legal thing, I would just want to avoid it by any means and just pick somebody else. Yeah. But I assumed because they picked her that none of this would have been an issue, that things had been vetted out. And at the same time, remember, there were also 2 other things that had come up of possible incidents post this one. I think they've been dropped since then, but still those were other things that had come out. So it just was so messy. I'm just shocked that, like, save the mess for the show, not for all the things that are surrounding the show. But people will definitely watch it
For sure.
and talk about it and podcast about it. So many people have made their livelihood off of that. And she'll continue to thrive in that world. You know what I mean? She'll probably be on another season, maybe not this season of Secret Lives. She'll get her brand deals. She'll have appearances. And all I'll just say, you know, to cap it off is like, I am rooting for the best for her. I think that the best for her is away from a camera, away from social media, just like focusing on herself, on her children, like what she wants in life rather than performing for other people and doing things for likes and clicks and all of that. That's what I wish for her. I do wish the best. And just because I don't want her on reality TV in the Bachelorette form at this point doesn't mean I'm rooting against her.
Yeah, I hear
Well,
that.
I'll tell you who you're not going to see on your TV moving forward. Thank God.
Look at that face. She's like,
One, West Wilson. The news has broke that West will not be returning to Summer House. And I guess I'm just like, first of all, you've been covering a lot of this. And why is he wearing his like
Jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, he looks like a 5-year-old dropped off at karate. Mom!
The way this is cut, I thought this was a robe. I did think this was a robe. I mean, I've seen the full length now that I'm looking at it like closely. But what is this? The mouth open, the sex. You know he practiced this pose.
For sure.
You know he did.
I just this man is. I mean, Amanda Batula, we can talk about her all day, but West Wilson is so disgusting and conniving and all these things. And so I guess my question to you is like, do you think West is gone, or do you think he's on to like some spinoff, or oh my God, somehow he's going to be like premiering as The Bachelor?
I think he thinks the latter.
Okay.
But I'm going to say the first part first. When TMZ dropped this news that he was not returning to Summer House, all I kept thinking was, this feels like an incomplete sentence. So could he be on In the City? Could he be on the rumored Summer House Ozark show? Okay, like I thought that maybe he would drop in a couple of weekends. He wouldn't be a full-time cast member, but drop off a couple of weekends. And that could still be a possibility too. But I'm not shocked that his contract did not get renewed to be a full-time cast member. But I'm like, but the possibilities of him being on another Bravo show or just a show in general could absolutely happen. Now, the latter part, I think he thinks that he's hot stuff and he could be The Bachelor or something else. Like, oh, you know, if a Taylor Frankie Paul is controversial and would get clicks and people would hate watch or really watch her because they like her from another show, I think he thinks, well, it's a possibility the same thing could happen for me. And the reason I really think this is because of the clips that come out from that podcast he does with Sophie. I was going to say they call her MAGA Barbie, but I should be nice. Sophie, I'm not sure, Cunningham. They do this podcast that it's supposed to be about like the WNBA, but they've been covering a lot of Summer House. Hello, clicks, likes, all of that. And the way he talks about himself and the show and holds himself in such high regard, like he's above it all. You know, he told people he hopes that we go to Game 6 with the Knicks so that nobody will watch Summer House tonight. Which,
wow, gross.
The basketball god said, actually, that's cute. Knicks in 5.
Knicks in 5, baby.
Knicks in 5. So we will all be sat and watching it. But the way he thinks about himself, that he's smarter, that he's better, that he's above it, that he has that kind of influence, I absolutely believe he thinks that this is just the beginning of his career. He thinks he's like Paige DeSorbo.
You guys,
oh honey,
we got
honey.
Well, he does love a robe. We got a bullying violation when we were saying the stuff about the photo.
A bully
on TikTok Live. I got a bullying violation.
Personally from West.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
West is probably there. Like
no,
mass
I look
reporting.
cool. I look cool.
Wow.
Before you head out, really quick, what are you doing for Juneteenth? It's Juneteenth on Friday. What are you doing?
Oh, well, the day before I'm doing something with Scott Evans. I don't even know if I can announce this, but I'm gonna say it anyway.
Yes,
Um,
breaking
Ooh.
news.
so we're doing it the day before, but I think it'll live on Juneteenth. And Scott Evans has like the show house guest, Access Hollywood as well. And he's really created this amazing space and he really celebrates amazing stories and amazing people. And a lot of it is rooted in Black culture. And so he started his show around Juneteenth. This is the 2-year anniversary. So I get to talk to him live as a friend, but also as just someone who's just like shaping culture one story at a time. And I get to talk about him with his story. So I'm very excited about that. But also on Juneteenth, the actual day, I'm going to relax.
Yes.
I'm going to just be and chill and get things done and do whatever it is that I want to celebrate because it's a very important day. And I'm from Texas too. So like Texas, like I know Juneteenth is national now and more people are aware of it. But in Texas, because of that's where it started, like that's when we found out we were free. So it's just deeply rooted in our community. And I always grew up with a celebration or a parade or something that we were doing to honor it. And so, yeah, I'm so glad more people are talking about it. And I'm so glad I'm taking it as a day of rest. No worries.
Good for you.
Too. You
All right, we
deserve
have
it.
one last question
Yeah.
for you. We are doing a summer reading list here at the Moment Live, and we want to know if there's a book recommendation you would give people to take on their summer.
Yes, it's not a new book, but it's
That's okay.
what
Okay.
I'm reading. So people hear me rage about the patriarchy because I was reading this book called Erased by Anna Malika Tubbs.
Oh,
It's
that's our buddy. We love Anna
incredible.
Malika.
Right.
She's amazing.
I'm her groupie. I tell her this all the time. I'm
Yeah.
such a groupie. But
Same.
I never read her book, The Three Mothers. And so I am like, actually have it right here because I'm in my office. But this book is so incredible when you hear her talk about it. And it's just such an idea that you never think about. And not obviously, but it's about three mothers, the mothers behind Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, and James Baldwin. And you just learned how because of the way they shaped the nation, they were only able to do that because of the influence their mothers had, the courage that they had to raise them a certain way and to stand in who they are. And it's just such a, like when she talks about it, I'm like, why have I not read this book yet? This is actually embarrassing. And I just love history. And especially when it's history that we're not supposed to know.
Right.
And so she's so good, so good at telling us the history that was kept from us.
Mm-hmm.
And this book is going to do that for me. And I hope people add it to their summer reading list as well. So the Three Mothers.
I
That's
feel
such a
like
good
I
one.
need to go
Yeah.
get it immediately.
She is brilliant.
She's so
Yeah.
brilliant.
She's really brilliant. That's such a
Yes.
good recommendation.
Rachel Lindsay, we are so grateful for you. You guys go follow Rachel Lindsay. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you guys so much for
Bye.
having me.
We'll see you soon. Bye. What a freaking delight.
What a delight.
What an absolute
We did get
delight.
a bullying violation.
That's like when we got blocked by Tom Sandoval for saying he didn't have TSA pre-check.
I mean, people like the thing is like, as much as like, most people think like West is in the wrong and Amanda's like, you also do get though, like the people who ride.
Oh, of course.
But those people ride even harder.
No, and when she said like he could be, the next Bachelor or whatever, I was like, that's the thing is like polarizing works. Is like if you love to hate somebody, it's gonna do well. It's gonna do well.
Well, what's having a moment for you, friend?
Okay, I think Rachel is just so freaking cool.
She is.
And it inspired me to go get a new outfit yesterday. Like I love other women who I'm like, wow, I love your style. It makes me like want to feel stylish. And so I went out and the answer for me is always mango. I looked around forever and forever and I was like, where Old Faithful is going to be? It's going to be mango. And, this is not sponsored. But unfortunately.
But we'd love it to be.
That's what I'm saying. We look great in your clothes. We will promote them. But mango is an ever faithful for me. They always just it's like the perfect little treat for me. So mango.
We also have talked about the fact that the Mango CEO was killed by his estranged son while hiking.
Well,
which I think,
allegedly. He's been arrested for it. He has not been convicted of it.
I mean,
Let me wear my clothes in peace.
Listen, oh no, I don't think there's
I
anything
know,
wrong
I
with
know,
it though.
I
I mean,
know.
like if anything, you're supporting a person who It's the CEO of Mango.
That's right.
Was
That's
the one
right.
that was
Yes.
pushed off the cliff.
That's right.
I just feel like, great outfits, also maybe a great life lesson.
That's right.
Don't go hiking with your estranged son.
Yeah.
If you are
Get a coffee.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
have that conversation in public.
That's right. What's having a
Cool.
moment for you?
You know what's having a moment for me? I started a new show last night, Cape Fear, which
Someone else recommended to me to do.
yeah,
Keep going.
I love the movie Cape Fear was like one of the first real movies that I remember liking in high
Yeah.
school. And
Robert De Niro, right?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
Robert De Niro and Juliette Lewis.
Uh-huh.
And so
Who's an underrated actress.
so good, but such a Scientologist.
Oh, she is.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. But I'm going for that third cease and desist. It's a hat trick, if you will. But it's pretty good.
It's good,
with
okay.
is it
Javier Bardem.
and Amy Adams?
Yeah, I have such a crush on Javier Bardem.
Anyway, I'm enjoying it. So I started it last night and I did the first episode and I was like, you know what? Not bad.
Yeah. Okay. I actually, it's on my list. It's the end of Widow's Bay this week.
I
So I'm going to
know.
need something new. Yeah. Gabby knows Widow's Bay is what's
You guys
up.
love Widow's Bay. I need to watch it.
Yes, it's just fun, but Cape Fear will be my next watch then.
Okay. You guys, thank you so much for hanging out. We're actually going to take Juneteenth off
That's
because
right.
guess what? I think one thing that Juneteenth needs is less white women talking.
Yeah, we're going to yeet. See ya.
Yeah. All right,
But
bye, guys.
in the meantime, wait, subscribe.
Yeah.
Help us, keep getting these amazing guests. Rachel Lindsay is just such a gem. More Rachel Lindsay. The best way to help us do that is to subscribe to the show. It helps us so much.
Yeah. Bye,
Bye, everybody.
guys.